This video explores the 1969 Apollo 11 mission, using materials from the Soviet press archive, providing a unique perspective on this historic event. Soviet media, such as the magazine America, covered the mission. This coverage included special reports like On the Threshold of the Universe, acknowledging the American lunar flight. The mission was a high-profile topic, especially during Neil Armstrong's visit to the USSR. Articles highlighted the, quote, scientific brotherhood that existed, despite the ongoing space race. The press emphasized the, quote, thorny path to the stars, reflecting on the scientific cooperation and the challenges of the space journey. Images captured on the moon showed the astronauts conducting experiments, leaving footprints, and deploying equipment, such as an aluminum foil sheet to study the solar wind. Additional photos captured the astronauts navigating the lunar surface and setting up scientific instruments. The Soviet press published images of the American flag planted on the moon and a closer look at the footprints left behind. Detailed diagrams and text provided an overview of the, quote, to the moon and back flight plan. The video includes a chronological overview of key events leading up to the Apollo 11 mission. News of the historical flight was broadcast to millions worldwide, as shown in these images of people gathered to watch the event. A calendar of space flights tracked the preparation for the lunar landing and highlighted previous space achievements. The re-entry of the service module into Earth's atmosphere was captured in a sequence of dramatic images, illustrating the immense heat and speed. The lunar module Eagle is shown in orbit above the moon, with Earth visible in the background, a sight that preceded the historic landing. The Soviet media ran the headline, "Welcome to Earth," celebrating the astronauts' safe return. The video provides a detailed look at the preparation of the astronaut, including the complexity of the spacesuit and life support systems. The Soviet coverage included the iconic quote, "One small step for man," translated into Russian. Reports confirmed the deployment of seismic sensors and the collection of 22 kilograms of lunar soil. This scene displays the phrase "on the moon" and detailed accounts of the lunar surface operations. Live television broadcasts from the moon were a global sensation, reaching audiences worldwide. The video includes images of the elated reactions of families and spectators watching the events on television. Astronauts collected lunar soil and placed the scientific payload, including the seismic and solar wind experiments. Detailed technical descriptions of the experiments and their deployment on the moon are provided. This scene shows various components of the scientific payload deployed by the astronauts. More detailed images of the scientific instruments and the lunar surface are presented. The collection of 22 kilograms of lunar soil, or regolith, was a major scientific achievement of the mission. The mission concluded with the splashdown in the Pacific Ocean and the recovery of the astronauts into the mobile quarantine facility. The preparation for the liftoff of the ascent stage from the lunar surface is detailed in this scene. The ascent stage carried Armstrong and Aldrin back to orbit to rendezvous with Michael Collins. The command module's final approach and landing on Earth are highlighted in the Soviet press. The video concludes with a celebratory collage of international newspaper headlines, acknowledging the mission's success for all mankind. The mission concluded with the Pacific splashdown, a successful return for the astronauts, followed by their recovery from the ocean. Upon their return, strict biological safety measures and quarantine were enforced to prevent any potential contamination from the lunar surface. The Soviet response included congratulations from the Soviet Academy of Sciences, reflecting international recognition of the achievement. Further coverage of the mission's safe return and its global impact was featured in Soviet publications. World press headlines, including Soviet ones, universally hailed the Apollo 11 mission as a, quote, triumph for humanity.